Welcome to another 31 Days of Horror 2016. Yes, this unfortunately is a redo because I seem to have lost the footage that I originally recorded for this video. So I'm kind of going by memory here. So yeah, it won't be as good as the original one. The original one, I had a lot of things to say about this film. I know I did. That's why I know I shot it. But yeah, I don't have normally I'd have the DVD. I watched it on DVD, so this is what I'm watching. It's called the Jackhammer Massacre, or Jackhammer. It was also released as Jackhammer, so depending on how you saw it, when you saw it, that will be how you know it by. The film is directed by a man by the name of Joe Castro. He also wrote it, and excuse me, oddly enough, he's actually done quite a few things. Before this, he had done The Legend of the Chupacabra. I believe you can get that pretty cheap on DVD these days as well. And if you know the series, he is the guy behind the Terror Toons, videos. I think they're up to 5 or something that they're shooting. I think 3 have been released, but I think 4 and 5 are in production. I could be wrong. I think I just read that somewhere. But, yeah. So, I mean, he's done a whole bunch of low-budget stuff, so expect low budget here. And this is, I'd say, probably around the middle of his career. He started early 2000s. This is about 2004-ish. So it's probably production 2003, but, 2004-ish. And it's, it's low budget. But, I mean, it's got the name Jackhammer Massacre. And it's got a dude on the cover with a jackhammer. And obviously he's massacring people. The guy with the jackhammer, the guy who's killing people, is played by a relatively unknown dude, Aaron Gaffey, who you may have seen in My Demon Within or Joshua. I mean, he's still working. I mean, he was, background actors type stuff, and he was in an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He was nobody in it, but he was in it. So, I mean, he's still a working actor and stuff, but I think this film may come to haunt him for the rest of his life. And if that doesn't clue you in, it's wow, it's a piece of something. Essentially, this is sort of like an anti-drug type film. Aaron plays this character called Jack Magnus, and he ends up going to a wrong part of town or something like that to get some drugs. I think that was what he was either going to get drugs or helping somebody with something. I think he was getting drugs. And of course there's some, crazy drugs on the scene. And there's some people who come and they are I don't know, I think is he in the wrong place at the wrong time, or are they going after him specifically? I can't remember, but he ends up, getting into it with these drug pushers who end up injecting him with this crazy super drugs, and they think they leave him for dead, but he's not really dead. He just ends up being in this, what was it? I think it was like a auto shop or a warehouse. It was a warehouse. And of course people start coming to the warehouse, the owner of the warehouse, etc., 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 check on things, and he is thinking, because of the drugs and everything, he's getting paranoid and he's thinking everybody's out to get him. So, one by one, people who come to the warehouse, he tends to kill. And of course, there's these crazy drug-induced, visions and manifestations, and his dead friend shows up and, talks to him and all this kind of stuff. And whereas, something like American Werewolf in London is really, really cool, in this one, it's not. Where it does have some good things going for it is some of the kills and the use of the jackhammer stuff. Some of them are actually pretty well done and well shot and come across pretty cool. There's a little bit of blood going on, but all in all, there's way too much of this whole drug thing and the weird, visions and honestly, I just wanted to get to the killings. And yes, it does climax with some killings and somebody, I think it's a woman who is, your final girl type thing. And was it his girlfriend? I don't know, can't remember. Maybe it was his girlfriend, maybe it wasn't, I don't remember. But yeah, it's odd. Just people keep coming to this warehouse and people keep getting killed. And, he starts chasing people around and people are getting trapped, etc., etc., etc. But honestly, even the beginning of the trailer looks good. But once you get past the beginning of the trailer and you start watching the rest of it, you can see just how bad this film looks. It looks bad. It is not a very polished looking film. And it's unfortunate. There are aspects of this film that are actually are well done and are actually interesting, but the moments where he's not killing stuff, I was just so bored. The acting is subpar. The sound is very much subpar. Everything is very, very not up to snuff, if you ask me. And it really, well, I mean, it's bottom barrel, low budget type stuff, right? Can you do good films on a budget of this size? Sure, you can. But a lot of people just want to shoot it. They don't know really how to make a good film, be it in post-production or whatever, or in production itself. They just don't know how to put together, and that's how you end up with these films. It's not to say that you couldn't take this idea, and even the people in it, and the script and such, and not make a good film. You could technically make a decent film out of this. But I don't think the people involved really have the chops to pull that off, and that it really shows. It really shows at just how slapped together it is, and I mean, other than Aaron Gaffey as the drug induced crazy guy, you don't really get a sense that anybody's really into the film. He does seem to own up to that character and have fun with it. Well, fun. But yeah, I mean, it either needed to go like balls to the wall, goofy, crazy, and gross type thing, that kind of fun. I think that probably would have worked better for this film. But it tries to play it very serious, and it's really hard to take these really low budget films serious when the acting is just so bad, and you're looking at it and you're like, there's nothing realistic about what's going on here. And then you throw in these drug induced visuals and stuff that's going on, and that aspect completely pulled me away from this film. Even if I was, like the minutia that I was into it, every time that happened, it's just like, oh, whatever. And it wasn't until, you start getting back into some killings that I'm like, okay, I'll watch again. Not that I stopped watching. It's just, I guess I went from, oh my God, when is this going to end, to, oh, okay, all right. And honestly, guys, I wish I hadn't lost the footage. It's been it's been many days since I actually watched the film. So I'm just trying to picture it in my mind. I watched the trailer and stuff, and some videos to try and get a refresher. And I do remember, talking. I talked about a lot of individual aspects about the film in the video, but I don't know where it went. So I do apologize. This is a little bit short. I will say that you can pass on the Jackhammer Massacre. Yes, it is a massacre film. Yes, it involves a jackhammer, which is cool. And yes, there is a few okay kills going on in the film, but I don't know what they were thinking. Honestly, even on paper, I don't think this really, if I had read it, I'd be like, this is a piece of crap. But, you know what? People want to make a movie. This is the movie they wanted to make. And, yeah, I guess Joe Castro's to blame for that one because he wrote and directed the film. And I think there was another writer, Daniel Benton, on it. And, I mean, you don't need name actors or anything, but at least get something out of them. Because, yeah, this was... yeah, it's clear that they didn't have a lot to make this film, and I'll give them kudos for managing to pull off making the film, because I don't think they had like anything. Yeah. Honestly, had they had like $100,000 thrown at them, I think this might have gone a little bit better. But yeah, bad movie. It's just a bad movie. Yeah. What are you gonna do? So yeah, the Jackhammer Massacre, written and directed by Joe Castro on a very, very shoestring budget, is not going to get a recommend from me. Despite the fact that I really, really wish I could, because it's a jackhammer. Like, yeah. Maybe my expectations were just too high. I wanted a jackhammer killer, and I got some kind of crazy thing going on. I don't know. An hour and a half is all it takes to watch this if you really, really wanna. But don't say I didn't tell you so. Anyways, thanks for watching. Till next video, take care. Have a good one.